Hello guys, it's Halcyon from Halcyon Private Limited. Today we are here with another video and we'll be talking about the ISO 9001:2015 key requirements and we'll be discussing about the elements of the external environment. Joining me is our quality management expert, Mr. Rasta Niroshana from Halcyon Consultancy. Hello Rasta, welcome back. How are you today?
I'm good, Hashan. Thank you for asking.
That's great, Rasuta, and thank you. So, without wasting time, let's get straight into it. So, in the last video, we actually spoke about ISO 9001:2015 standard that sets out the criteria for a quality management system, as we discussed. It was more of a brief overview of what this standard entails. So, in this video, we'll be touching a different aspect of the ISO 9000:2015 standard. So, let's get started. So, could you break down some of the specific requirements that the organizations need to meet under ISO 9001:2015?
Let me try to break it down. When it's come to the standard, there are 10 elements, but the first 3 elements are very specific for the standard. But element number 4 onwards, it started to implement, and then it started to give the input about the organization. It's about first thing, element number 4 is about context of the organization. So this is a new addition for ISO 9000 standard. It started to talk about the strategic direction of the organization. That's where top management will start being involved, and then depend on the strategic direction and the purpose. There will be external factors and the internal factors. So there will be some impact for the organization. So under context of the organization, we need to study that part. So that is very important. And when we involve in that, top management involvement in the organization is very crucial. Then second thing about the leadership. So the top management must demonstrate the leadership. So there are different ways, taking accountability, and then the policy, all this, and then providing the resources. So those are part of the leadership requirement. So the other element is the planning. So this is very crucial. That is about risk-based thinking. These are new addition to the standard. Under element number 4, you talk about context part. You identify the risk and opportunities. So under planning, you try to develop action plan. How you if it is a risk, how you're going to cut it down, or if it is an opportunity, how you're going to improve that. And then same time, if there's an objective, we call it KPIs. How you're going to achieve your objective. So this is under planning. And then support. You need support, right? To achieve any objective. Or any minimizing the risk factors, you need resources. It can be human resources, it can be infrastructure. So what are the resources required by the organization to achieve the target? So these things are basically be covered under support. So maybe competency of them, the people, job description, your organization structure, these things comes under support part. And then the operation activities, you plan out everything, and then how you conduct your activity, how you exclude your how you conduct your activities. So these are comes under operational activities. So then the performance evaluation, you need to check whether the activities or whether the task or whether the processes are run as per the plan. So we basically call it performance evaluation, and then finally standard wants the improvement. So if I put it in a kind of summarized form, all ISO standard goes with PDCA. We call it plan, do, check, tag. So under planning, your context, leadership, planning, support will be there. Those 4 elements comes under planning, and then operation comes under do, and then check, performance evaluation, and then improvement. So this is in a very summary format, but standard basically explained in a detailed manner, and mainly. If you implement this, so you will get best results in the organization. So these are the key elements as per ISO 9001:2015 standard.
That's quite detailed. Now you mentioned the context of the organization. So how does understanding the external environment play into this?
Understanding the external environment is very crucial. Classic example. Depend on the industry. If it is heavy rain, flooding, industry cannot operate as usual, right? So that's simple as that. So according to ISO 9000:2015 standard, external environment, the factors very crucial. So these are actually depend on the top management like decision and the strategic direction. So there are factors, there are method you can study. Sometimes like kind of like economic factors, inflation forecast, economic growth rate, or maybe a dollar fluctuation, currency exchange rate, right? If you are into like into export business, or if you are bringing product, so these factors will be very crucial. And then social culture factors cultural trend, social attitude, and then new the people attitude, it can be changed, and then the generation you're going to work with. So those are like really crucial factors. And then countries like us, the technological factors, whether it's easy to get the technology or whether it's very expensive, or are we getting about new innovation, or are we using the same old technology, because we are competing with the other countries. So the technological factor is very very crucial. And then the environmental factors. Right now, any industry has to consider the climate change, because now we know like weather patterns are going up, and then the fuel crises are there. So all these environment factors we need to consider when we develop the business. And then of course environmental regulations are coming up. There are sustainability, customers are basically pushing you towards more sustainability. So these environmental factors are crucial. And then of course the legal as well as the political factors, if the legal factors are changing or regulations are changing, depend on the product and the service you do. So these things are crucial. So these are the external factors we need to analyze, like every year, or maybe every 6 months, or maybe every quarter. So depend on the country where you you plan to export, or where your establishment, you need to do this study as a top management team.
It's clear that staying informed about the external environment is quite essential. So, how can organizations effectively monitor these factors?
Hashan, standard doesn't give you like exact methodology. It's a open statement, but there are some guideline, you can use it. And same time some organization use pest or pestle analysis just to analyze the external part, political, economic, socio-culture, and technological factors, that you can use it. And then if you are familiar with SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threats, you can do like easily you can do like you can get together a team, and then you can have a brainstorm concept, and then you can do that. And sometimes like some organization, what they do is they do the benchmark, they do competitor analysis, and then collect information, or maybe they can do customer trends analysis. And then sometimes some organization, what they do is they do market research, and then they keep this information updated for your context analysis. And then and of course this regular reviews about strategies is very important now. If your external environment is very much stabilized, then the regular part can be extend up to 1 to 3 years. But if your external environment is not that stabilized, maybe this review can bring down to every 3 months, every 6 months. It's depend on where you are situated, and then how volatile your external environment is. So you can use any tools, or maybe you can do without using any tools, just have a brainstorm session with your management team. But most important part is whatever the tool you use, make sure your top management team should involve with this study.
That's pretty insightful. So, Rasita, before we wrap up, any thoughts on the importance of ISO 9001 2015 standard and understanding the external environment?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can see when you implement the 9001, especially now we only talk about the context, external part. So you align your organization as per the external factors, and you are very open up, what is happening outside, because you're not blind. So then you can bring all your internal processes, modify your processes as per the external risk factors, and if there's any opportunity you can upgrade it. So then you can give more satisfaction to your customer, and your deliverables, everything can be in line with that. So ISO 9001 2015 standard, especially this context part, external part, is very crucial in the standard, and even in any organization. So this will be a kind of like a game-changing standard. And then this element is for me, I believe it's a game-changing element number 4, and especially studying this part. If top management get together and start working on this, that will be a game changer for any organization. I believe it.
Thank you, Rasita. We've learned a lot today about element number 4. We covered the external context and the importance of understanding the external factors which influences the organization strategies and the purpose. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to talking to you. Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. It's clear that ISO 9001:2015 and external environment analysis are critical components for any business aiming for excellence. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon to receive constant updates. We will be posting every Friday, so stay tuned.